Hello, Pisces, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of February 22nd through the 28th. And during that time, we have a waxing crescent moon that we bring in from last week. That energy is about heightened senses, a good time to execute and work on those things that we've already started during the new moon. The first quarter moon comes in as a little bit of an interruption there on the 24th or 25th, depending on where you are. And that can feel a little bit like the full moon energy. It's where you feel a little bit impulsive, impatient, your mind's active. It's hard to get anything done. So try to work through that and push through that, because then we move into the waxing gibbous energy. And that is, of course, a lot calmer. And it's a good time for planning and getting back to work, but also showing that you can be flexible and make adjustments on things that you're working on. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter. So, as always, please take what resonates today and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message, Pisces, for this reading is that confidence is your key to success. All right, let's see what the Pisces Collective has going on for this week. As I'm shuffling, my fun weekly reminder this week is that you notice the world around you when it comes to synchronicities. So this could be things like maybe an animal that you encounter, and I don't mean your pets. Of course they're lovely to encounter daily, but it's an animal that you don't see every day. This could be like while you're out driving around, or while you're on your nature hike, or just hanging out in the yard. So a bird maybe that comes a little close and you're like, that's interesting. But what I do with those is I will look up the attributes of that animal if I'm not sure what they are. And, what are their little gifts and little quirks that they have, and then use those attributes in a situation in my own life. So just kind of apply those to work through something. So that's how I use the animal synchronicity. I might see numbers or repeating number patterns, and then I'll, kind of make note of those and look up the angel numbers for those. Also, a lot of times you hear, maybe a conversation, like just a little snippet. Like maybe you're walking and you just hear a few little words of someone else's conversation, but it makes complete sense. It's like something you just needed to hear. So pay attention to those synchronicities, because that's how the universe is communicating with you and kind of guiding you on your unique path. So, with that being said, let's get into this reading, Pisces, February 22nd through the 28th. Confidence is your key to success. And your present energy right now is the Empress. So, look at you. The most creative card in the deck. This can be a card of pregnancy, childbirth, that sort of thing. So definitely have to put that out there. It can be actual physical pregnancy, or the kind of pregnancy where, we give birth to creative projects or things that we're going to enter into for the long term, something that you might commit to for definitely months ahead and maybe even years ahead, right? So that's something that's the energy you're sitting in, or the decision point that you're at. It's like, do I want to make this decision that's going to affect me for, the next period of my life? Your current situation right now is the Ace of Wands. So it could be something that you're very passionate about, and that's great. This could be so many things. This could be a new relationship. This could be committing to a relationship, taking a relationship to the next level. This could be committing to a job for a certain period of time. This could be changing jobs and making that sort of commitment. So many different ways in which this could be, but it's something you're very excited about. It's, the Ace of Wands is a definite yes. It says, yes, go ahead and do that thing. It's something you're newly passionate about. At the root of your situation is, look at you, happy family, happy life. 10 of Cups, one of the happiest cards in the deck. So, you're happy right now, and you're happy to make these decisions that are moving your life and these long-term decisions. So, confidence is your key to success, and it looks like you're already killing it. So that's really cool. In your recent past here is the Queen of Pentacles. So, it could be that you've got the confidence to do this because you're really in a place where you're understanding kind of how the material world works, how money works, maybe how to make money, depending on your age. Some people, there's just a time sometime when that information kind of clicks, and you're like, oh, okay, that's how that works, and you learn that you can make money, save money, invest money, move it around in different places. So you're kind of coming into this decision point with that with that knowledge. Definitely, you're feeling strong about that. What's on your mind this week is the King of Swords. So you're also feeling very logical. You're feeling, the King of Swords, I call that our Mr. Spock of the deck. He makes decisions based on logic. This is the next logical step. Where the Empress is probably a little more feeling. The King of Swords is just about mind over matter, right? The logical step is the next thing to do, and that's kind of on your mind. It's really just the understanding of how your intellect works, how communication works, and also the people around you. You're kind of able to look around and see how everyone else's intellect works and how it kind of works in conjunction with yours. If you're on the same team and everybody's working together, then there you go, you're able to understand that. In your What's just ahead of you this week is the Six of Wands. So this is you getting a little bit of recognition. And again, this could be in whatever situation. If this is work, this could be relationship, could be family, could be so many different things. But there's people around you that are like, hey, you're doing a great job. I see you, I see what you're doing. There's that little bit of recognition, and that feels good. A little pat on the back there. In your advice position is the Ace of Pentacles. So this is about, this is a new financial opportunity that comes in. Is this something related to your job? Like I said, are you committing to something long term? This could be some project or contract or something that you're thinking about committing to, but you've got new money, something new is coming into you. When it comes to a financial opportunity. So this could be some side gig that's starting to pay off. It could be that you're getting a raise right now. It could be that you're getting a big tax return. I don't know, but there's some new finances coming into your situation, and that'll be good for you. So I like that too. What is beyond your control this week is the Page of Pentacles. So look at this reading. So many pentacles. I love this. So Page of Pentacles is kind of a new path. So whatever this opportunity is for you, it does bring on a new path or something you didn't think about when it comes to kind of your long-term situation there, which is really nice. What is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? More pentacles here with the Eight of Pentacles. And, is it your secret desire to just buckle down and be hard at work at something? Or are you trying to avoid that? I doubt it. It looks like you've been hard at work on things, and I don't think that will subside anytime soon. So, and maybe that's just about this week. Are you trying to work really hard this week or not? And that's kind of your decision to make there. Different Pisces will make a different decision there, but is it time to buckle down and get something done? But you've got this new financial opportunity coming into you, so it might just be that you get lost in your work, because this seems like it might be a lot to think about, even though fun to think about. In your outcome position is the Seven of Swords. So let's see here. Very interesting. This might be some information that you're just not going to share with everybody in this outcome. Sometimes this can be a card of deceit or underhanded tactics, but I think in this case, it's almost like a poker face with whatever's going on with your life. Sometimes you just want to be quiet about it. Maybe there's things going on that just you and your partner or just you and your immediate family know about, and you're just not trying to share it with the world. You might share a couple of those swords, but some of them, again, like a poker face, like you're hanging on to some information, and that's okay. You're allowed to keep some things private. So I would say go ahead and do that. What is hidden from you this week, Pisces, is the Chariot card. So the Chariot is about gathering information before you make a big move, and that's kind of hidden from you. So whatever, if you've been doing that, which I feel like you guys have kind of been doing that in the past few readings, you're kind of off that for a minute. You're letting things kind of flow. You've got this money coming in and you're dealing with things, and there's a lot of things going on, but you're not really planning on making this big move or really working too hard or thinking about it too much this week. Maybe you'll get back to that next week or the week after. So, all right, let's see what the Soul Oracle deck says for a wrap up here. Let's get a final message here for Pisces. I think this looks like a great week. Final message here for Pisces is to face your shadow. So maybe that's something to do with this final message there. Is there some sort of something in there that you need to face? Because when you do, you at least get to learn about it. So, there might be something in there, especially when it comes to sharing certain information. Is there a reason? And maybe explore what that reason might be. Is there some reason that you don't feel like you want to share share this happiness with people or share this joy. And it could be very valid, but that could be what that card is referring to. All right, let's see. What does Pisces need to do in the way of self-care? Self-care for Pisces this week. And the card that you get is the card called kindness. What if being kind to yourself really could change everything? So take a minute, Pisces, this week to be kind to yourself. I don't think that's going to be too hard. I think things are going very well. You know, you've got things in order when it comes to the material world and your logical world and your creative world, you know, and making decisions for the long term that might be work related. You know, your happy life, happy family down here. That's great. Getting a little pat on the back, and also just new things coming in for you. So again, you might not be thinking about gathering information for whatever this big move is that's kind of on the horizon for you, or something that you're thinking about. You know, this could be something a little further off in the future, and you're just not really giving that much attention this week. So, Pisces, good luck with everything here. I hope there's something in this reading that you can take away and use in a positive way in your life this week. If you're comfortable sharing about it, drop me a comment down below and let me know. Also, if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe will help you find me next week, which I think is pretty cool. And we can come back and see if this energy continues or if there's something completely new here for you next week. So thanks so much for being here. Good luck with all this, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.